Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hello. Welcome, my friends, to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, here on today's conversation, we are going to talk mostly about I want to recap this recent documentary on Netflix about former fitness competition weight loss show The Biggest Loser. Ran for about 17 years, if I'm not mistaken. Started in 2004, gained huge notoriety and huge publicity. The show, it aired, or it how can I put it, the show depicted, it was a fitness competition program that involved contestants that weighed as much as well over 400 pounds, men and women. At one point, they would do team themes, so teams of two. Sometimes it'll be individual, but at the end of the day, it was always one person that was crowned the biggest loser. It gained so much huge notoriety because of the outcome. At the end of these competitions, at the end of this show, the winner received a cash prize of $250,000, and I'm talking tremendous weight loss, and he looked phenomenal, right? You grew the careers of not the two trainers, Bob Harper and Jillian Michaels, and so on and so on. So recently, Netflix had just aired a documentary. I believe it was a 3-episode documentary where it shared the stuff that no one knew existed. It shared the rough behind the scenes moments, and just how the individuals who are the alums from the show are now doing, and what they thought of the program. And you go behind the scenes with conversations from the executive producers, the creators, the writers, the medical physician that was on as well, and the trainers themselves, except for Jillian Michaels. So we're going to talk mostly about that, but of course we got some more other great uh stories I want to discuss with you all in the entertainment space. A few well-known cast members on Saturday Night Live, the long-standing hit comedy sketch show. One individual, Devin Walker, announced that he was leaving after 3 seasons. He described his time there toxic. He said towards the end, it was the right time. It was getting toxic. And he hasn't been the first person to share their experience on SNL. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. And then also I want to share Grammy Award winning singer and upcoming Kennedy Center honoree Gloria Gaynor is shocked a lot of folks. She's losing a lot of fans. You're probably saying, why is she losing our fans? Well, why? What has been one of the number one things that causes folks to distance themselves from an individual, or from fans to say, I think I want to cancel. We're going to cancel this person. Politics, her political views, and it comes out as she is a Republican and leans right. So a lot of folks are pretty frustrated with that, and saying that she is even going as far as being a part of the Maga team. Woo, Gloria Gaynor, what? I will survive, Gloria Gaynor. Yes, that Gloria Gaynor. So we'll talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So please do not stick with us for this full hour. Thank you so much, ladies and gents, for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show, for taking, as I mentioned earlier, 1 hour of your time to tune into yet another great conversation. Do me a favor, for those who happen to be streaming us right now, look, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. We want to continue to grow our subscriber numbers on YouTube, as well as our viewership numbers. And guess what? Because of you all, that is occurring on a regular basis. So we want to keep that momentum going. Each and every day, I see huge improvement in our viewership numbers. Our clips are receiving great reviews as well, and I mean averaging in the thousands. So we want to keep that momentum going, and then we want to continue to grow those subscribers. So please continue to support and subscribe to the Arrington Gavin YouTube channel, and then also you can stream us on Goatverse TV. If you have not downloaded the app yet, please do so. Goatverse TV is available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. So that's if you prefer to watch the Arrington Gavin Show. But if you prefer to listen to us audio only, we're available on all major podcast platforms. So wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. In addition to that, you can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to one of our affiliates in the New Orleans area. You probably listen to us right now in New Orleans by way of WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. That's right, WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. And then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta region to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that is on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. All right, my friends. Well, before we head to a commercial break, of course, we always love to do a quick fun fact before we get going with the conversation here. I want to ask too. I hope y'all enjoyed our past conversations. We've had a few guests on a regular. Shout out to council New Orleans council member Oliver Thomas, who's currently mayoral candidate as well. Shout out to just having him on the program. Had a great conversation with him. Has a big race, and I hope to involve more candidates. As you know, I had on Ricky Twiggs, who's also a mayoral candidate for the city of New Orleans. So I hope to have some more candidates on. I know it can be difficult with the schedules. Also, I want to shout out Chesapeake Sheriff Dave Rosado, Chesapeake Sheriff Dave Rosado, who's a good, awesome dude. He had a great conversation with him on the program as well. And then, of course, I want to shout out Virginia Beach City Councilman Cash Jackson Green and his lovely wife, Miss Kanika Jackson Green, for coming on the program too. So we have some more great conversations coming forth. Oh, and also I want to shout out Chesapeake Commonwealth attorney Matt Hamill as well. So again, we want to keep on giving y'all great conversation and having amazing guests in the world of politics, sports, pop culture, you name it. We're gonna have it here. That's what we do here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We have a great conversation. Hope that you all can, that stay engaged, and you guys are a part of the conversation, by the way. So I hope y'all enjoy them and continue to enjoy them. But being that I want to discuss the Biggest Loser, the recent documentary about the Biggest Loser, I decided this fun fact should be in the field of fitness and health and taking care of ourselves. So, did you all know? Did you all know that your bones get stronger with exercise? I'll say it again. Did you all know that your bones get stronger with exercise? Weight bearing activities like walking, lifting weights increases bone density. So for those who saying, "Oh, I got brittle bones, my bone, oh, this hurt." Look, as I mentioned before, we have got to take care of our temple, not just internally, externally, but internally as well. So we have got to get up and move. If you are not big on exercising, but you have stairs in your house, just up and down the stairs. That is great exercise right there. Keep moving, stay active, get that heart flowing, go on nice walks. The weather is beautiful if you haven't been outside. The weather is beautiful. So put on a great podcast, like while you're on your walks, you can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. And enjoy nature, enjoy the outdoors. Y'all, we have to continue to push. We have to push the narrative of adding more years to our life and not removing more years to our life. And what I mean by that is we eat bad food. I'm guilty. We eat bad food. We don't get enough sleep. We don't drink enough water. Okay. Um, We don't stay as active as we should. So there's ways we can improve that, y'all. And I say this because I care. I say this because I care, and I know we are all capable of doing it. We just all got to stick together. Got to keep that mindset of, hey, being active benefits. And I'm not saying do some extreme stuff, but I'm saying just simple things, right? As long as you have at least 30 minutes of exercise. 30 minutes. That's all. That's sometimes all you need is just 30 minutes. So that was our fun fact today. Again, you are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Hey, welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, we are back. Let's start off with our first story. So I want to mention, I want to talk about Grammy winner Gloria Gaynor. The hit song "I Will Survive." Yep, that's that Gloria Gaynor. So recently, President Donald Trump had announced the new list of honorees at this upcoming Kennedy Center honors. A time where the committee showcases and acknowledges folks that have done amazing things throughout their career in the world of liberal arts, music, you name it, music, theater, mainly those two realms. And so under this administration, there's been some changes that have occurred, right? They've literally changed the full board committee with Maga influence, because this administration considers the past Kennedy Center honors very woke. They've literally said that past recipients are too woke, and this is all coming from your guy sitting in the White House right now, who has also mentioned that he's going to be the host. He was going to be hosting the award show. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but are y'all ever getting tired of seeing Trump everywhere? Like, he's putting his stamp on everything. I'm going to be hosting this. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing this. Hey, UFC, we're going to have it here at the White House lawn, because you don't get to see me more. I mean, come on now. is him 24/7, and I don't know about y'all, it makes me ill. It really does make me sick to my stomach. So Donald Trump had mentioned a list of folks who will be receiving the Kennedy Center honor this year. George Strait, country music legend George Strait. You had actor director Sylvester Stallone. You had the rock band Kiss. Who else was there? There was a few other figures that I might be forgetting, but one of those were also Gloria Gaynor, as I mentioned before. Uh, music uh, uh music icon, Grammy winner, and someone who was considered, and I say was because it's not looking too nice as far as for her fan base after receiving or after hearing what I'm about to share with you all. She was looked at as a huge icon in the LGBTQ community because her song was a hit song in the community, right? So one thing that was what that folks had noticed on by reading the list of individuals, the folks that were receiving these honorees, a lot of them were pro-Trump supporters. I know for sure Sylvester Stallone, who was pro-Trump. He's come out publicly. Him and his brother Frank Stallone, they are MAGA supporters. Gene Simmons of the hit band Kiss is a fan and a supporter of Donald Trump. So when you looked at the list of folks, you're like, I wonder how many folks are Trump supporters in this, because Trump said it's time to get folks that are basically anti-woke. So I'm like, okay. And then you had Gloria Gaynor, and it was individuals. I know Anna Navarro, co-host of The View, was hoping that she can opt out and refuse to accept the Kennedy Center honor. Tom Cruise came out publicly saying he rejected the invite because he was on the list of receiving a Kennedy Center honor this year, and it was going to be well deserved. But he has said schedule conflict is why he won't be able to accept that invitation. I think differently. I think otherwise. But it's funny because to Trump, he looked at Tom Cruise as, oh, we got Top Gun and Mission Impossible. This is a Top Gun is a pro-American, MAGA movie. That's what we love to see. The man that is in our military, we love it. We love it. That is a anti-woke film right there. All right. Well, Tom Cruise rejected it. So I was like, okay, good for him, because Tom Cruise has a huge platform, and you just never really you don't hear Tom Cruise talk politics, which again, he didn't talk politics. He said he had a scheduled conflict. But again, the Kennedy Center honor is a big deal. So anyway, records began to circulate around Gloria Gaynor on her political opinions and political beliefs. And so they went back and realized that she had actually donated. This is reported by Yahoo News. I'm sorry, the Daily News says here that Gloria Gaynor donated thousands of dollars to MAGA Republicans, according to FEC records. It says here that the singer's recent financial support of Republican politicians seemingly made her the perfect candidate for the upcoming Kennedy Center honor, hosted by, again, President 47. And according to FEC records, the Grammy winner, known for the disco hit, as I mentioned earlier, I Will Survive, donated nearly $22,000 to right-wing politicians and groups from August of 2023 to June of this year. So right then and there, I'm like, it's Gloria, it's nothing wrong with being a Republican. So that's what I want to, for one, nip that in the bud with the public. It's not wrong, or it's nothing wrong with her being a registered Republican. I guess a lot of folks are shocked when they're in the world of, when they work in the world of entertainment and liberal arts, especially for someone like Gloria Gaynor, whose song is become almost an anthem in the LGBTQ I plus community. For to see someone saying, hey, look, she supports those that are against your beliefs. You know what I mean? It's almost like she's just, she's just, hey, making the money. She's like, I don't care what y'all believe. Just pay me and let me get my benefits and royalties from this hit song. The records show that she has donated hundreds or thousands of dollars to campaigns for Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, and Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. Again, these are pro MAGA as MAGA can get politicians, and she is not just supported them, she has given money to their campaigns. I mean, look, Gloria, she could care less if she gets canceled. She's 81 years old. She's made her money. Obviously, you have folks where when you are loved by conservatives and by the right, that pays. That's always gonna keep you making that money. Yeah, she might lose some fan base, and not some. She's probably losing a large number of fans. But do you think she cares? I mean, I don't think she cares if she publicly donated $22,000 of her own money to their campaigns, primarily using the Republican fundraising platform WineRed. Gaynor also made contributions to groups such as the National Republican Senatorial Committee and the Black Conservative New Journey Political Action Committee. Prior to 2023, the records show that Gaynor's only other donation was in 2016 to Ben Carlson's presidential campaign right before he dropped out of the race. So, look, my friends, what the world is just shocked to hear is that she's a Republican, she's a Trump supporter, it ain't nothing. What else is new? I mean, what do you want to cry in a corner and be like, oh my gosh, I feel so betrayed? Come on, it is what it is. It's sad to say, but you just knew when it came to Trump handpicking these individuals, there was something in there that said, okay, I want to vote for them because I know some form they're not just people that he likes, but they're people that likes him back. That's the first thing I say. And she's the only, I believe she's the only black person that's receiving this Kennedy Center this year. So I knew. I mean, come on, what other black people that would be capable of receiving a Kennedy Center honor that Donald Trump likes? I mean, if I'm still waiting, I'm still trying to think to my head, like, who is on the status of receiving a Kennedy Center honor that Donald Trump likes and that they like him back? I got nothing. Trump has a huge support system from there's a lot of black conservatives that are pro-Trump individuals. Hey, I had on my buddy Malik Abdul, who's a Republican strategist. He was he is a supporter, right? He's a black individual, but so that's what I'm saying. That's not foreign to me seeing black conservatives, but I think for those who just assume that Gloria Gaynor, who's made a career, she's been loved by so many, her presence never, it's people feel like, oh, this is a shock. She has made her success from mostly liberal audiences that are not conservative fans, or excuse me, not MAGA fans and not Trump fans. But hey, Gloria said, little did you know, I'm a Republican. I've donated a lot of money to the Republican Party. And look, she old school. Let's see here. Okay, the other gentleman that I had left out, Michael Crawford is also receiving. So George Strait, Michael Crawford, Kiss, and Sylvester Stallone. Now I will say this because you heard me saying she's a Trump supporter. So that's just my opinion on that. But there is no FEC records showing that Gaynor donated directly to Trump, though some might assume her support for his allies played a role in the president selecting the 81-year-old Newark, New Jersey native as one of this year's Kennedy Center honorees. So just want to put that out there. In my opinion, I'm making the assumption that she is a Trump supporter, but there is no public records that she donated to his campaign. But again, if you donated to Josh Hawley, Marsha Blackburn, Ted Cruz, and Mike Johnson, I think that already answers it for me. But yeah, so many folks are just I think it's gonna. I think she's lost a lot of fans, but as I mentioned earlier, y'all, I think Gloria could care less. She done made her money. She 81 years old. She can care less. Her house probably paid for. Okay, I doubt if she's still touring at 81. So I mean, look, don't be crying in the corner and all that other stuff. But I did think it was an interesting story to share, just because it's going viral, and it has been a talk of the space, media space as well. So let me go ahead and move it on to the next. We're gonna stay in that entertainment space. I want to discuss I want to discuss SNL. Let's talk SNL here. Let me go ahead and put on my graphic here. Let's see. Let's bring up this one. So Saturday Night Live, long-standing comedy sketch program that has been on, like I said, for years. I think it's over 50 years, 50 seasons. They're either in season 50 right now or season 51, but it has been on TV for a long time. There's been seasons where I'm like, oh, these are the funniest it's ever been. There's been moments where I'm like, this is the most. It has not been funny in my opinion. They are struggling, and honestly, I'm wishy-washy with it. Kenan Thompson is still on there. He's I believe one of the longest serving cast members on SNL. There's some segments that I can chuckle here and there, but sketch comedy, man, it can be very hard to continue on. Like, how you got to get creative with new themes and new sketches. It's difficult. But it's still running. Like I mentioned, it's over 50 years old now, so it's doing something good. But recently they shared that they had a few individuals that was leaving the network. I mean, not the network, leaving the network and leaving the show. One of those individuals was Devin Walker. Devin Walker announced he was leaving after 3 seasons on SNL. Said it was getting toxic. Reported by the Daily Beast, says here comedian Devin Walker has revealed his reasons for leaving Saturday Night Live after calling the show toxic as hell. He said, to be frank, I guess the best way I can put it is like me and the show kind of looked at each other, and we decided that it was time to go our separate ways. He told Rolling Stone, I think I felt ready to leave the show, and I think the show felt ready to leave me. I was ready just to do something else. We both felt like it was time. Walker said that his job on SNL was such a big time commitment and life commitment that he missed out on a lot of life stuff. I felt ready to do different versions of my life, and that's very true. I've heard multiple former cast members of SNL share how it is a lot. I mean, the hours you work, 7 hours a day, and sometimes your sketch that you've worked countlessly on might not even get picked up the day of. It's a live show. It's not pre-tape. It's not pre-recorded. It is a live show. So if you make a mistake, you F up. I mean, it's almost, in my opinion, it's almost like professional wrestling, WWE. So if you ever check out the documentary, I believe it's called McMahon. Well, it's about Vince McMahon and just how he grew the WWE into this multi-billion-dollar company, and just the atmosphere on being a professional wrestler. I look at it as almost comparison to working with SNL. It's tough. Like, those cast members, even though they support each other, they're competitors. They compete, right? They're fighting for their job every day. They're fighting to keep their job, and it's just like, it can be a lot. It can really be a lot. It can take a lot out of you. Like this gentleman said, in the 3 seasons, it was a big time commitment and a life commitment, and I missed out on a lot of life stuff. The 34-year-old actor announced his departure on social media. He said, "Me and my baby broke up," with the red heart emoji. Among the photos he posted was a screenshot of a documentary titled, "Wait, did he quit or did he get fired?" Where he described the working environment on SNL. A quote I shares here says, "Me and the show did 3 years together, and sometimes it was really cool. Sometimes it was toxic as hell. But we did not, no, we did what we made the most of what it was, and amidst all the dysfunction." The comedian also shared that he battled self-doubt during his time on the sketch comedy show, which I can see. Again, it's a live, you do it in front of a live studio audience, it's live in front of millions of people. Here it is. You have to be funny. If people don't, respond to your sketch as funny, it can leave some like self-doubt. Look, I share a lot with folks. I hate public speaking. I struggle with public speaking because uh, I'm always assuming what other folks think of me, and that's something that I always continue to grow on and continue to practice because I've been fortunate to MC public events in front of crowds, right? And so obviously I have to overcome it because it's a part of my career, but it can be a lot of pressure too. And he says it here, self-doubt is a part of any creative process. I totally agree. I don't sketch comedy one time before in my whole life, and then I auditioned for the show, then got on the most famous sketch show in America. He's very true. And so I've seen him a few times, like a few of his sketches. Funny guy, very talented. I think there's more opportunities for him now that he's not on there. I think it's a great resume booster for him. 3 years is great. Some folks don't even last, a week. So he was there for 3 seasons. Obviously he's going to continue to do. He's a comedian, so he's going to be still doing stand up. Hopefully there's some other shows in the works for him. Let me see if they've mentioned here in this article what is next. He reveals he plans to star in films, acknowledging that the exposure he got from the show made people aware of him. Walker named hits shows like Industry, The Bear, and Severance as projects in need of Black voices. He says, "I'm trying to be on The Bear. If Lionel Boss needs a brother, like I've been in Black and Sad for years. Succession, there's Black stories to tell in that world too." So he's I think he has a lot of great stuff coming forth for him. I don't think there'll be nothing to worry. Another individual who has been on there for longer than 3 years was Heidi Gardner. She was there for 8 seasons. She announced that she's leaving. So again, maybe similar post projects for the comedian. She was very funny as well. They have a lot of talented individuals, a lot of talent on SNL. At the end of the day, you create these sketch shows off the bat. It takes a lot of hard work to create comedy sketches. I don't know why I keep on saying sketch, like a comedy sketches, to gravitate to folks. Some folks said that SNL can get a little too political, but at the end of the day, they create sketches of what's happening in the public space. So whether if it's making fun of what's happening in Washington to, I don't know, making a joke on electric vehicles or making a joke about anything, you name it. I remember they made a popular one called the Californians. It was very funny because that was how they depicted folks that live in California with the whole traffic. It was very funny. So check it out, by the way, when you get the chance. My friends, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got a lot more stories here to share here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere, my friends. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. As I mentioned earlier, I had the opportunity to check out this new documentary that everybody's talking about on Netflix. It's talking about The Biggest Loser. The name of the documentary is called Fit for TV. Fit for TV. And in this doc, it recaps in this documentary, it talks about the hit weight loss reality competition show, The Biggest Loser. And The Biggest Loser, when this show came on, it was how can I put it? It was something that no one really had heard about at the time. It was an interesting concept. You had folks who were their goal was to lose weight. They wanted to make a change in their life. They wanted to lose the weight by all means necessary, and they were going to do so with the assistance, with the help of two fitness coaches and a medical physician. You had Jillian Michaels, who was, she was tough as nails, very brash, fuss you out, did not care what she had to say. She was, in great shape. Then you had Bob Harper, again, similar, but not as aggressive as Jillian. He came across as more of like the yoga type fitness instructor, but he was a trainer. He worked around all around fitness, but he was a little more calmer than Jillian. And you gotta have that perfect balance. And then you had a medical physician on there who was like the doctor of the show, and they documented that as well. So it was it became a hit. There was a prize, a cash prize of $250. Excuse me, $250,000. And in addition, after each workout sessions that they had, at the end, they will have a weight loss. They will hit the scale, see how much they lost. The better they did, they continued on in the competition. The worse they did, it was time for them to go, and they would not be crowned the biggest loser. And when you look at the name, you're like, wow, biggest loser. Isn't that kind of harsh when you're talking to people that are morbidly obese, and you have the word loser? But with the success of the show, it changed the narrative for that name, and a lot of people wanted to be the biggest loser, because they knew what that meant. They knew what came with that title. So anyway, it talks about the success, talks the highs and the lows, mostly the lows, and the feedback from after this documentary was shared wasn't too good from folks who was a part of the show, like Jillian Michaels. Now, you know how I feel about Jillian Michaels. I will have mixed emotions when it comes to Jillian Michaels. She is, as I mentioned, fitness trainer who gained huge publicity from being a coach on The Biggest Loser. She's now entering the world of politics as a commentator. that's everybody's lane now. Everybody being a political commentator now. Me personally, I'm an opinion guy. I share issues with you all. I share stuff in the world of sports and entertainment. But that's okay if you're fascinated with politics. You do you. You already have a high profile brand. You have a name. You have fans. Hey, it's like I said. You do you. Um, but she, in my opinion, has been on the wrong side of things. She's already made headlines of sharing, talking about, there was only less than 2% of people owned slaves. So why do we, talk about slavery? And it's like you're basically bashing white people and this and any other. She talked about her reasons why the Smithsonian's only they talk about the wrong stuff about history, and they're not. I'm like, girl, shut up, please, please. Like, all you doing is kissing tail of old dude in Washington, and because that pays, there's a market for that. Okay, like you're literally, she's on the side, in my opinion, of not taking ownership. Look, this is history. This is American history, and stop trying to avoid and deflect of those issues that went down, saying that Smithsonian, they're doing the wrong, they're been wrong since the beginning of time. And the sad thing is, she's a mother of a minority too. But that's a whole nother thing that we'll talk about another time. But we want to talk about this right here. So she is slamming the docu-series, claims that she's possibly suing the execs as well as her former co-star Bob Harper. Disputes the claims about the caffeine pills and ghosting Bob Harper. So let me share this clip of her on News Nation's On Balance with Leland Vittert, and we'll talk on the other side.
Why 12 years later is this even relevant?
I honest to God don't know. When I heard about the documentary, I thought nobody would care. I was like, no one's going to care about this. It's going to come, it's going to go, moving on. So I really don't have an answer as to why. I know that Netflix was extremely effective in their marketing strategy. Like, Jillian is such a ruthless. If I could clarify on the caffeine pills, first of all, the contestants were allowed unlimited amounts of caffeine in the form of coffee and other beverages. I did not agree with this. I made that very clear to the show's doctor and the show's dietitian and the show's producers. And on many seasons of Biggest Loser, caffeine pills were actually allowed and distributed by the doctor's medical staff on campus. And I, of course, have the emails to prove that. In this particular season, he randomly decided that he was going to pull them during the show. I disagreed with it. I made it clear to the executive producer and the show's dietitian that I disagreed with it. I have the emails to prove that. And this was not wrong. This was wrong. And I take full responsibility for this part. I did it anyway. Didn't agree with him. I did not respect him for a host of other reasons. I sought help and advice from other medical professionals. And I was effective in many cases at getting the executive producers to bring the contestants to other medical professionals. And I said very clearly on the show in an email, I think this is far better than giving them unlimited amounts of coffee because we can control the dose of caffeine that they're getting. And in this particular instance, I actually asked the show's coordinating producer to purchase my brand of fat burner instead of the brand that Bob had requested, which was Stacker 2.
And Bob is the
I don't know why. It's caffeine. It's legal. No, okay. Bob was the other trainer.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. And there was text messages from Bob. I understand why you're angry anytime anybody gets accused of something that they feel like they have not done. It galls anybody, especially decent and good people who feel that way about themselves. This brings up, I think, a larger point of a conversation in America. There was a time that this whole weight loss conversation was very different about whether people should be told that losing weight is good for them, whether they should be told that being fat is unhealthy, on and on and on. How has that now changed? How do we look back at The Biggest Loser now that anybody who wants to can be on Ozempic?
If I could just clarify this one thing before I answer that.
There were numerous lies outside of that one on the show. And as a public figure, you sign up for the criticism, you sign up for being a target. But what you don't sign up for are the lies. And that's the part that's absolutely unacceptable. With that said, why now has the narrative shifted? If I was to answer you as honestly as possible, because it is a big food psyop. It just is flat out. In other words, this narrative of healthy at any size and derailing the shame of eating crappy food and all of this comes from big food. And there was actually a fantastic expose in the Washington Post that exposed this, where they set out to entrench this narrative. They even went so far as to pay off registered dietitians to put these kind of posts online and flood social media with it, as well as legacy media and new media. And they were successful, period. And I think that's what's happened. It's a part of our woke culture, but it really is it's this big food psyop at the end of the day.
All right, y'all. So that was Jillian Michaels, former coach who was on former coach of The Biggest Loser. Now, me personally, if I can give you my 2 cents, and I'm being very unbiased, at this point now it's okay. It's her side and it's their side. It's Jillian Michaels' side saying, "Hey, look, I was against the caffeine pills from day one. I had recommended my own brand of a weight loss supplement, and Bob suggested the Stacker 2, I believe it was, or some kind of caffeine pill. That's what she said. Now, Bob Harper, who was her co-star, another coach on there, she said that the contestants was given unlimited supply of caffeine. The physician, Robert Huizenga, I believe it is, who was the show's go-to doctor on that program, said that he banned coffee. Now, he had already said that he made his medical suggestions to the contestants, but coaches also did their own thing on the show. Okay, so he might tell a contestant, "I don't think you should do this." Now, trainers would respect the decision of medical physicians, but they didn't mean it weren't, it made them happy. Like they said, "Look, we were paid to do this, you're paid to do this, X, Y, and Z." So it really was just kind of like a toxic relationship on both sides. Jillian is frustrated because it's making her look like the enemy. Now, what I saw in the show is it made the full show look bad, and the creators, which in my opinion, they wanted to profit off of tormenting obese people. That's just my opinion. And what I mean by tormenting, there were moments, y'all, where there was a competition in the show where contestants had to eat as much calories of the bad food as they can in 5 minutes in order to see their family, because they've been away from their family for a while. I mean, that's stupid. That, like, what I thought, what I'm trying to see, what is the mission here? And that was trash. And they admitted that was wrong to do, but it's like, why do it? And then on top of that, towards the end, they asked the creators, what would you have changed up? And one of them had said, well, I probably wouldn't involve a cash prize, because so many folks did all what they can for the sake of losing the weight. I'm like, well, for one, cash prize, and then two, there was no like post support regiment when these contestants either won or just completed the show. Like, alum from the program, when they finished it, there was no follow-ups, no way of keep letting them continue on their journey in a healthy lifestyle. Oh, the creator saying, well, it was, we really didn't have the funds for that. We didn't have the money for that. It's hard to put together a show and this and that and X, Y, and Z. First of all, the show became a global success. Global. Not just national, but international. They had spinoffs. brands, you name it, products, cookbooks, you name it. They made humongous cash flow for 17 straight seasons. 17 years the show was on, from 04 to I believe 2011, or longer, if I'm not mistaken. And it to me, it's very disgusting. It's very disgusting uh to talk about this stuff now. It's like, okay, just like, why now, right? Why now? You already made your success. Why are you acting like, oh, well, we could have done this? Stop acting like you couldn't. You didn't have that power to do so. Same for the coaches. The coach, at least Bob Harper shared some things. Oh man, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I did that. Look, y'all, and the physician too. They have their regrets, and it's like, well, guess what? You had 17 seasons to say something, and you didn't. So I'm sorry, but cry me a river. Now, Jillian Michaels, on the other hand, I think at some point she's playing the innocent card. I don't think she was innocent. I don't think any of them were innocent. At the end of the day, on the show, she was guilty of giving those so-called caffeine pills to her contestants, and it was on the show where I think they had been deducted, or the other show had some form of advantage, because that was like, okay, that's a big no, that's against show rules, X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I mean, Jillian is bringing up, oh, this is just this woke culture, and the reason why we had this is because these big food companies that were doing the trashing. I mean, it's just once folks get called out, they always want to speak their innocence. I mean, look, I'm not saying she's lying. She could be telling the truth. She says she has emails from 2009, which I think is a bit interesting because do y'all keep emails from 2009? Now, if you knew something bad could occur later on, like if you're doing some kind of work, you're like, oh, let me keep these because you don't know what can happen in the future. Because in my opinion, I'm like, did you see something bad happening in the future? Is that what made you keep these emails? Like 2009, I'm trying to delete emails from last week because I let my emails pile up. Let me read you this article real quick. I'm looking at my time from Variety. It says here that Jillian Michaels, who did not participate in this documentary, by the way, because she declined to participate in this doc, which I don't know why she declined in the first place. I think that was a bit odd. It featured her co-star, Bob Harper. He was the only coach that was in representation of this. So that's also another thing that was a bit odd. Only Bob Harper, I believe her name is Allison Sweeney, was who was a long host of this show, and then your creators, and then there was a few notable contestants. I think 3 winners. One of them who, sadly to say, he gained all the weight back that he lost. There was another contestant who was seen as the TV villain at the time, which she was not, and the physician. So they interviewed majority of folks that were a part of this show. She took to social media, Jillian Michaels, that is, she took to social media to dispute a claim made in the docuseries that she and other trainers disobeyed the rules of The Biggest Loser, which I'm trying to see, why would you disobey rules, especially if you're, contract, it says do this, but you want to do other stuff. So again, you had your own agenda from the get-go. In providing caffeine pills to contestants, Michaels posted screenshots of alleged emails dating back to 2009 that she said proved Dr. Huizenga did approve caffeine pills on many seasons of The Biggest Loser. And Bob Harper not only knew about the caffeine pills, the stacker fat burners were actually his suggestion. Now, I have to look back because I couldn't remember if that was true about Bob Harper, but I know for sure the medical physician said he was fully against caffeine on the set and caffeine to the contestants. So again, he's saying one thing, she's saying another. She says caffeine was never banned on The Biggest Loser. Wild how some folks still lie like it's 1985 before texts and emails were a thing. A representative from Netflix did not respond to requests of the comment, nor did Michael's rep. Michaels also took issue that Harper claimed that she never reached out to him after his 2017 heart attack that left him dead on the gym floor for 9 minutes. Harper said in the docuseries, people were always like, you and Jillian have been so close. And I was like, well, we were really close on television. After I had my heart attack, she's the one person I never heard from. So, I mean, that spoke volumes, which I would say it would speak volumes too. Regardless if you didn't get along with a certain individual, but you have long history with that person. If you find out that person had a heart attack, wouldn't you lay some support? Say, I'm so glad you're safe. That might rekindle your relationship. I don't know. That's just me. But Michaels posted a screenshot of an alleged message to her former co-star, which she said is her second to last text ever to Bob Harper. I really think I'm not going to say the word, but I really think it's poopy of you to not even respond to my texts. It's this kind of thing that always makes me so disappointed in our relationship. The text message reads, Michaels wrote in a caption on Instagram, take from it what you will. I tell you, Jillian be keeping tabs of a lot of just emails and text messages. I mean, it's interesting. It is interesting. All I'm saying is one side has, is their side against their side. I don't know who's telling the truth at this point, but what I will say is that currently Jillian took a different stance in her career. I think, with the public eye seeing her give stats of 2% of 2% of individuals or white people own slaves, or there was only 2% of folks that own slaves. I mean, her stats are just all around the place. So I say that to say I think the public looks at her with a side eye, not knowing if what she says is accurate or truthful. If she has an agenda herself, I'm just being, I'm giving you my opinion on that. But what I will say is fingers being pointed at so many individuals. I think first and foremost, the creators of The Biggest Loser show, I think they definitely need to receive a lot of blame. I think a lot of folks that was working with this program, the trainers, the physician, because at the end of the day, the victims are the contestants. At the end of the day, the victims were or still are the contestants, and they will let you know that. You will see that in the documentary. I want to hear your take on what was your thoughts on this docu series, y'all. Please contact me by going to our website www.theagshow.com. Again, that's www.theagshow.com. Email me. Let me know what your thoughts was on the Fit for TV docu series about the former fitness weight loss competition show, The Biggest Loser. I want to hear your thoughts. And also continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights. Y'all, peace and blessings. Stay safe out there. Be sure to vote. Stay informed. I'll talk to y'all soon for another great conversation of the Arrington Gavin Show. That is my time, y'all. Peace and many blessings. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.